Rangers,
Rangers,
all the way, here we go,
here we go,
here we go,
here we go.
C-130 rolling down the strip,
C-130 rolling down the strip.
airborne daddy gonna take a little trip,
Airborne daddy gonna take a little trip.
mission unspoken, destination unknown,
Mission unspoken, destination unknown.
don't even know if we're ever coming home.
Oh, man.
Oh, Sergeant Straight out of Coal Range.
Yeah. That guy was scary.
He went to Seco after.
Yeah, he went to my platoon.
yeah.
He was our platoon sergeant.
Yeah, he's a
I remember being
platoon
ribbed.
sergeant, though.
Yeah.
Sergeant Straight grabbed me by the throat on the CWST, the Combat
Was
Water
that you?
Survival Test. As I started walking the plank, you know, where you do the high jump into the water, and I started heading out before I was supposed to, and he's like, Murphy, if you ever disobey my orders again, I will fucking strangle you.
Yeah.
Roger, Sergeant. I have to call my mom.
My Coal Range, man, we started out with at least, the original class size was around 120-something guys, but we graduated 7. And it was freaking mayhem in Coal Range. You know, they had it sucked the entire time. We didn't sleep for, how long is Coal Range? Like 5
3
days?
days. I think it was 3 days when we went through
3 or
Burkhardt.
4 days.
4 days.
Yeah.
Well, I
It
know.
was like a long
I have a
weekend.
Coal Range experience. You finished yours.
Yeah.
And this is legendary.
Well, we didn't sleep at all, and most of the guys dropped out after, you know, get on the fucking deuce and a half, we're gonna go back, we're all done here. We got on the deuce and a half, we start driving around, and lo and behold, they open up the back tarp, and we're back at Coal Range again. So everybody's like, you know, my mood went down, I was like, you know what?
Samori?
What's that? No, not Samori.
Oh, okay.
My mood went down, and I just, you know, I thought about quitting pretty much at that point. I was like, this is not for me. You know, my emotions were all, you know, let down, and I mean, we graduated 7 guys, man. The only guy who did not have to read the last stanza or any stanza of the Ranger Creed. So, pretty happy about that. Didn't want to mess that one up.
Yeah, that's a small class.
Yeah.
We had 90 and graduated
I think
20.
my class started with maybe 100, and I think we graduated about 20.
We had a huge class. It was because it was right before Christmas and everything, and they had a lot of holdovers. We started with like 220 people, something like that, and you know, the first day and then the PT test and all that stuff. So it just everyone like quit after that, and I think we graduated at 67 out of the 220 or 240 or whatever it was.
It's about normal, I guess.
Yeah.
What's this legendary
Yeah,
story?
You guys heard of this. I know you heard about this. So we were at a Coal Range, and I remember the night before we're out there, you know, and Sergeant Straight is infamous for his hold your rucksack above your head.
Oh, yeah.
And so basically we're out there. He says, we're going to keep holding our rucksacks above our head until somebody quits. And sure enough, somebody quit. And, you know, they got that fire and, like, the hot dogs and hamburgers over there. And they're like, hey, all you got to do is quit. And, you know, we're not going to mess with you anymore. You come over, you get warmed by the fire. And this is in February, I think I was going through. And February, March time frame. Yeah, March. And he's like, so it's pretty chilly out there, you know. And so somebody ends up quitting and hanging out by the fire, and they legitimately didn't mess with them. I was surprised, you know, like they're over there warm by the fire eating hot dogs and hamburgers. I mean, obviously, if they try to say anything, the cadre is like, don't you fucking open your mouth, you know. But so the next day, we're due land nav. We're coming back from land nav, and I remember coming back, and I turn in my sheet, and I go over, and I sit. They had us like in a little holding area, and they had us sitting over there. And we were allowed to eat like our chow or something while we were waiting for the other guys to come in. So I'm over by the trees, and they have their pickups, like Sergeant Straight's got his pickup parked out there. And I don't know who it was that told him to stop, but somebody turned in their sheet, and he's going over, and for some reason, one of the cadre tells him to stop, and he's like, start doing mountain climbers. So he's doing mountain climbers, and it's right behind Sergeant Straight's pickup. And Sergeant Straight's inside of his pickup on the cell phone talking to somebody. And he doesn't realize it. And he's on his cell phone, so he's like, well, talking. Gets off his cell phone, starts his truck up, puts it in reverse, just boom, and runs over this guy. And I cannot remember his name to save my life right now, but runs over one of his legs while he's doing mountain climbers. And luckily, it was the back end of the pickup, and it didn't break his leg or anything. By some miracle, it didn't break his leg. I mean, his leg was messed up. But so, anyways, he graduated.
Really?
Yeah. They were like, I think they kind of gave him the old. He'd passed everything.
He was going to graduate no matter what.
Yeah. He had the top PT score and stuff too going into it. So I think they were like, you know what, you would have made the 12-miler. And
I think my.
I think it was more of a, hey,
just keep this to yourself.
We'll not talk about it. He showed up at graduation. He's got a cast on his leg and stuff. He did tore some muscles and stuff.
I think my favorite story from Coal Range was when we were out there, the infamous, holding the rucksack over your head, 50-pound rucksack, and doing flutter kicks and just getting smoked at like 3 a.m. They were just ravaging, just thrashing the entire class. And the cadre actually like tag teamed. A new cadre comes on and starts smoking us, but he doesn't smoke us. He says, "Okay, everyone, just stop. Just put your rucksack down." And he starts giving us this speech. And he tells us, okay, go ahead, and I want you to lay down face first in the dirt. Just go ahead and just lay down. So we all just lay down, we're facing into the dirt. And he starts talking, and he's just saying, listen, guys, you can quit anytime you want, and you can go over to the fire there and just have an MRE. You can quit RIP and still be a good American. You can quit RIP.
Some psychological.
You can quit RIP, and you can still go serve your country in another unit. You can still be a good American if you quit right now. Now you're looking, everyone's facing down into the dirt. No one will hear you or see you quit. If you want to quit, just stand up and go on over to the fire and have an MRE. And I hear the guys on either side of me getting up and go, I'm like, holy shit.
Wow, man.
Yeah. But Coal Range was a good time, man. I remember Sergeant Nash came over and made me platoon leader. And I had to lead the guys into the woods and put them into a patrol base. Which, when you're a private, you read the Ranger handbook and it looks like Greek. Like I have absolutely no idea what this thing says.
Just put the guys in a big circle. That's the patrol base. Just stay right here.
Try to face outward, So we go in there, and of course my patrol base sucks. It's just a shit show. And Nash comes up to me, he's like, "Listen, Murphy, we're not doing this because we like you, because we're supposed to go get a patrol base and sleep for a few hours." He's like, "Listen, we're not doing this, Murphy, because I like you. I'm doing this because you guys are exhausted and you're making all these fucking mistakes, and I think one of you is seriously going to get yourself fucking killed out here, so we're going to let you sleep for 2 hours." So, yes, Sergeant Nash and Sergeant Hickerson was another one who could run like the wind.
That's who it was that told him to do flutter kicks, I'm pretty sure.
Was it? Yeah, Sergeant Hickerson was satanic as a RIP cadre.
Yeah, he seemed really, I think he was a little bipolar sometimes. He seemed really nice. And then he would just explode like a nuclear weapon upon you. And you didn't know what to do. You didn't know there was nowhere to run or hide or.
No. Yeah. No. One of my favorite things about Sergeant Phipps was when he first came and picked us up. Then he said, because all the guys were worried about getting smoked, and he's like, "Listen, guys, it's not my job to smoke you. It's my job to issue a task, conditions, and standards. And if you fail to live up to those standards, then you may be physically corrected for them." And that was it. But when I went through RIP, I also did a little extended stay in RIP because I got sick. And what was happening was I couldn't keep up on the 12-mile road march. So I knew I was in great shape and everything. It was the most frustrating experience of my life that no matter how hard I pushed myself, I could not keep up with the group. So I got put on the bus, and I got dropped out of RIP, and I get confronted by Sergeant Phipps because now I'm back in RIP hold. And he's like, "What are you doing, Murphy? Why are you back here? Do you want to quit?" I was like, "No, Sergeant." He's like, "What do you want to do? Do you want to recycle?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, what makes you think that the next RIP class is starting in 4 days? What's going to change between then and now? Why don't you just quit?" And I was like, "Oh, I want to try again, Sergeant. I'm sick." And he's like, and finally he agrees, like, "Okay, I'll let you go to sick call, Murphy." So he's like, "Go to sick call and then get back here because we got to do PT." So I'm like, "God damn." So I go to the sick call and they give me not a Z-Pack. It was something even more powerful than that because I had to be off the medications by the time I started RIP in like 4 days. So instead of like a 5-day treatment, it was a 3-day treatment. Jeez. So I got the pills. Then went and did PT with Sergeant Phipps and peeled the bloody socks off my feet at the end of the day. and recycled into the next RIP class, and I made it. I came in first actually in the road march because they did a release, and I ran the entire time.
I was always last, man. I was always last.
On the road march?
I hate road marching. I mean, when I first, in basic, it sucked pretty bad too.
And 100% humidity in Georgia.
Yeah. I heard all the techniques, run between the poles and stuff like this, and start off running with my rucksack. How much does the rucksack weigh? It's like 45, 50 pounds.
Yeah.
I'm doing that, and 2 miles in, I'm just like, you know what? Maybe this is not for me. Because this is really fucking hurting bad. Man. And when I get there, they got the bus behind me. It's like honking its horn. You better hurry up. You better hurry up. I'm like, geez. And this thing's on my the bumper of the front end of the vehicle's on my ass, and it's just pushing me along. I'm like, fuck, man, this is 12 miles. I'm only 6 into it now, and I'm sucking pretty bad, dude. I see the other people's little flashlights coming back this way. I'm still going that way. I'm like, fuck, man.
From the turnaround point.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the Ranger Indoctrination program, and then a couple years ago it transitioned from RIP to RASP.
Yeah.
It was the Ranger Assessment and Selection program, and I've heard very good things about it. Apparently, those guys are getting some awesome training. And I guess it was inevitable. Previously they were just kind of testing to find the perfect private to go in the regiment, but considering the role that these guys have taken up and how the regiment's evolved, it's not surprising that they're having to have a little bit of added training before they get thrown in there.
Yeah, it wasn't like that at all in RIP.
Well, I remember when it was like after you got a basic and airborne, it was cool to have like jungle boots. Those are those are the cool that you could go buy your jungle boots and shit. So in my first road march, I just brought a brand new pair of jungle boots. And,
Not a good idea.
I was like, oh, so these are so cool. My feet are gonna breathe so much better, and I'm going on the road march. But I bought a, those Dr. Souls things or whatever they are.
Oh,
I didn't pull out the boot ones. I just put those on top of them.
Yeah.
So I had like freaking, I don't know, 2 inches of freaking cushion, but it made it weird because the vents on the side of the jungle boots with that insole, it made it to where they just sliced my feet. Mm-hmm. Like so, within a couple miles, like my feet are killing me. What the hell's going on? When I finished the 12-mile rug, I took off my boots and I had 2 freaking cuts that were just like raw, from the eyelets from the jungle boots.
Yeah.
And I was like, jungle boots are not that cool.
My pain story was one of the RIP cadre, I think it was Ruben or something like that. He told me to shave everything because it would help me with this road march to, go faster and cuts through the wind. So I'm in, dude, no shit, man. So I'm being trying to be the gray man and whatnot. And I'm in the bathroom with a Bic razor. I'm shaving everything, dude. And we go on this road march, and I remember, like, this is fucking painful. I'm thinking like that my entire body's bleeding and other things are falling off, but I shaved everything, dude. It was bad. Bicked it. It was horrific, man. That was my pain story of that march. It's like I want everything shaved. Oh my gosh.
So fast.
He was so fast. He's like, why do you think swimmers shave before they do a big competition? Cut through the water, cut through the wind. So I'm in the bathroom shaving everything, dude. It was bad.
That's classic.
Heaven, St. Peter's gonna say,
St. Peter's gonna say,
how'd you earn your living?
how'd you earn your living?
How'd you earn your pay?
How'd you earn your pay?
I will reply with a whole lot of anger.
I will reply with a whole lot of anger.
Earn my pay as an airborne ranger.
Earn my pay as an airborne ranger.
Driving on
Holy
heaven.
St. Peter's gonna say,
St. Peter's gonna say,
St. Peter's gonna say.